Welcome back to another edition of Butler's Precision CAD/CAM. Today we're going to take a look at how to run the tool pass and cut for jam on the CNC mill. To start, we have Inventor open. We're going to go to File and we're going to select Open from our menu. Once again, we want to make sure we're in our H drive. First initial last name 000, and if it doesn't show up there, click on the pull down menu here and choose your H drive. It looks like this. Once in your H drive, choose your Jam 4 part. Click Open. And when it opens up, we're in our 3D Model tab. We're going to slide across over the top of the rim bar and choose the Cam tab. And we need to set up this part, so we're going to click on Setup. Okay. Remember, these tabs that are across the top, we work from left to right. And each tab we're going to take a look at from top to bottom. So in our first tab, we want to leave Stock Box Point. That is our origin, but I want to choose this lower left-hand corner on our front view. So it's down here. Next, let's move to our next tab. Next, where it says Mode and Relative Size Box, we're going to change that to Fixed Size Box. And here what we're going to do is make a couple changes. The width we're going to leave at 3. The depth, the Y direction, we're going to change to 4. The height, we're going to highlight that and we're going to change that to 0.75. And where it says round up to the nearest, we're going to highlight that and change that to 0. Okay, so what we did there then was, if we take a look at our right side view, we have the front of our box snug up to the front and the back of our part. And on the front, you can see we have this extra material up here on the top and the bottom, so that when it's clamped into the vise on the CNC mill and we do this contour cut around the outside, we have enough material there that it stays inside the jaws of the CNC mill. Okay, let's move on to our third and final tab. We're going to change our program name here to For Jam and click OK at the menu in the bottom. Okay, once we have that done, we're going to go up and we're going to drill our holes first. I think we can drill all 8 of them at the same time. So let's go up to our drilling section in our ribbon bar, select on Drill. And for this, I'm going to go back to my home view by my World View Cube. And these tabs will work across the top from left to right, and each tab we're going to take a look at from top to bottom. We're going to select our Tool button first, and underneath our sample libraries, we're going to choose End Mills. We want to choose tool number 2, 1/4 inch flat, and click Select. Now let's go on to our next tab where we're going to establish our geometry. With these, we're going to take and we're going to select each one of the holes. Doesn't really matter what order you click them in. You could click them in any order that you like. But we want to make sure that we have this optimized order as a pull down selection, because what we're doing is we're forcing the computer to say which side and which hole they're going to drill first. Okay? Move on to our next tab. We're going to take a look here. Clearance height, retract height, and feed height. We're going to change all of these to stock top and 0.2, stock top 0.2, and stock top and 0.2. Okay? Let's move on to our next tab. Here we're going to take a look and make sure that we have drilling rapid out. So it's going to come in, drill this hole. It's going to rapid retract out above the workpiece, rapid over to the next hole, drill down, rapid retract out, and continue going around that circle. So let's click OK in this menu on the left-hand side. So our drilling operation is complete. Next, let's pocket around these islands that are on our part. So let's go to the 2D milling section, select 2D pocket. And we're going to choose our tool and identify that. So we're going to come down, Sample Libraries. Underneath that is End Mills. We're going to choose tool number 2, 1/4 inch flat end mill. Click Select. Going over to our next option, which is our geometry we're going to choose. We're going to come in here and choose the top of our part. I like clicking in the middle, so that makes sure I'm not on top of any of the holes or islands. Going over to our next tab, we're going to establish our heights once again. Clearance height, retract height, and feed height. You guessed it, stock top and 0.2, stock top 0.2, and stock top 0.2. Okay. Going on to our next tab, we're going to establish our heights. I think we could take this all in one step here. Where it says stock to leave, we're going to uncheck that. Go over to our next linking parameters tab. And here, where it says safe distance, we're going to change that to 0.2. Leads and transitions, we're going to uncheck lead in, uncheck lead out. And our ramp section, we're going to change the ramp type from helix to plunge. Okay, that's our last tab, so let's click OK down at the bottom in the lower left-hand corner. We have our drilling operation complete. We have the pocketing around there. Now we need a contour to go around outside and cut this part out. So we're going to go to the 2D milling section, click on 2D contour. Once again, we have our tabs at the top. We're going to run them across from left to right and take a look at each tab from top to bottom. Let's click our tool tab or tool button first. Underneath sample libraries, select end mills, 1/4 inch flat, tool number 2. Let's go on to our next tab. Here, this is our contour selection. So we're going to come to the outside area of our part, and we're on the back circle of that. Click to select that. The next thing in this tab we want to do is right here where it says tabs. We're going to click these tabs so that it stays into our parts. Rectangle in shape is fine. We're going to change the width of our tabs to 0.25. We're going to change the height of the tabs to 0.125. And the distance we're going to leave at 2. So you see these tabs they put on there? So that mill bit's going to come around, bump over the top of the tab, so it still stays connected to the parts inside the vise. Let's go to our next one where we establish our heights. We're going to change our clearance height to stock top and 0.2. Retract height, stock top, 0.2, and our feed height we're going to change to stock top and 0.2. Going on to our next tab, our multiple depths. This is 3/4 of an inch thick, so we're going to take and change that. So we're going to come down here to where it says multiple depths. We're going to click that, and our maximum roughing step down distance we're going to change to 0.25. So it's going to take it in 2 passes, one time circling around and then one time cutting over the top of the tabs. And let's slide down in our window here. And we do not want stock to leave, so that's unchecked and that's good. Let's go to our last tab. Our safe distance, we're going to change, click in there, and we're going to highlight that. We're going to change to 0.2. Leads and transitions, we're going to uncheck lead in, uncheck lead out. And then down at the bottom, since we're finished with all our tabs, click OK in that menu at the bottom. So just kind of running through these, if I click on drill operation, it's going to show me the drilling operation. Drilling all our holes. We're going to pocket out the area around the islands, and then we're going to take in contour cut around and over the top of those points. Okay, that looks great. Let's click on setup 1. That selects all of our tooling. Then we're going to click simulate. Let's turn our stock on, make sure this is checkboxed, and click play. And it's going to go through, it's going to drill those holes, it's going to pocket out our area, and then it's going to come around and it's going to contour cut the outside of our part in a couple of passes. Okay, and the tabs will be left over at the bottom. You can see those down here. That shows that we did it right. And our ribbon, our bar down here at the bottom, we don't have any red in, so we know we don't have any collisions. Let's click close on this menu. Go up to the top, click post process. Make sure we're in our H drive. Click on the button here. We're going to select our H drive from the menu at the left. Click select folder. Our program name should carry through for jam, and click post. Click save. We're waiting for the HSM editor in order to pop up. That shows us our X, Y, and Z coordinates. It also gives us our M and G codes in order for controlling our machine. And then we're going to take and X this window out here. Let's go up to the top, orange file, down to save as. Make sure you're going into your H drive. I'm sorry, we don't need to save as. Press cancel on that. Let's go up to the file, go down to save. We're just updating the part. Save as makes you change the part name. So we're going to go file and save. Make sure you click save. Otherwise you're going to be forced to change the part name. Once again, you guys are finished. Congratulations on creating 4Jam and running the toolpath. Now is the time to get up and let your teacher know you're ready to cut your part for 4Jam. Congratulations.